How's it going, my beautiful people? Today the boss along with Saul and I are going to ask you a question. Tired of a slow Windows filled with programs you don't use?
Huh?
Today we're going to show you how to create your own mega optimized Windows ISO without bloatware in just a few steps. Right, boss? And the best part is it's easier than you think. Stay until the end because I'm going to share tricks that will change your experience with Windows forever. Let's go, boss. Bring that leg. Leave them to you, Saul.
Of course. In this video, we're going to use WIMUtil, an amazing tool that lets you customize Windows 11 from scratch. We'll guide you step by step so you can create your lightweight, fast ISO without unnecessary programs. Plus, you'll be able to add drivers and special configurations. Perfect, Victor. Let's get started.
Alright friends, what are we going to need for this? The first thing you're going to do is go down to the description of the video and thank the author Bloatware-Free, as Saul just mentioned. That's right, we're going to use a really good tool that only uses little things. An infrastructure from Microsoft. Yes, everything we offer you here on the channel, remember that we do it with complete security. And with official methodologies, nothing modified, nothing that looks sketchy, no. We always check all the tools from these authors. And today we're using this incredible tool, and keep in mind, it's still in development, but just because it's in development, it's in alpha phase, so take your precautions first. First, what we're going to do is to do it in a virtual environment. Check it out well. If you like it, you can set it up later. And this, well, great tool is going to keep evolving thanks to your support and, also by offering support to the author and the creator of this tool, okay? We're going to the GitHub repository. Here you can see it. You're going to go to the bottom part, right? And you're going to copy this that we have here, okay? You click here to copy. Let's minimize and go straight to opening it. Start button. Let's look for the infamous PowerShell here. You're going to run it with administrator privileges. We say that yes, it is. We right click to paste it and we're going to hit enter. Great. Here you can leave the gel up top or you can keep it minimized, no problem. This can be a little smaller, so we don't lose sight of what we have here. Alright, I've arranged it so we don't lose track of what the tool is doing, okay? And don't come to that part where they say, no, we are injecting malicious code. Who knows what other things, right? Let's take a look at exactly the step-by-step of how this tool builds our ISO. At first glance, look, the tool is very intuitive, too intuitive, okay? If you are really a beginner in creating an ISO, this can be useful to you and will also boost your knowledge by 200% in creating a customized ISO. Okay, here is another tutorial. So you don't have to depend on third-party help. What's better than being able to build it yourself and know exactly what it does? To create these iconic and customized ISOs is so from the Microsoft community. And also thanks to these authors who provide the tools with a graphical interface and further explain how they are implemented. This tool is directly supported by 2 official repositories from Microsoft itself, and it even tells you in the repository what it's working with. This tool is working with what are the command line options of the DIM OS, which is excellent for implementing the ISO, and you're going to be working with the tools from the ADK for everything related to WinRAR and the construction of Windows PE within the environment. If you don't understand any of this, don't worry. That's why I'm going to explain everything in detail in this video. That's why it's important for you to stay until the end. Every minute of this part of the video, believe me, you're going to leave less, but way less ignorant, about the ecosystem of creating an ISO. Okay, same here, super good, right? They say, my grandfather used to say, it's better to be called a fool once than to be a fool your whole life. Okay, got it. Here it says that we're going to select an ISO. You're going to select an ISO directly from wherever. You already have one. Customized, personalized as you wish, but I invite you to really download an official ISO from Microsoft. If you don't have any ISO downloaded and you don't know how to do it, this author, this friend, has just provided us with 2 direct links. I click on Windows by the 11, and it's going to open the official Microsoft page for me to be able to download the ISO. Okay, it's going to show me, Victor says, but this is in English. Okay, you're going to go to the URL where it says NUSD, and we're going to change it to SS. We hit enter, and it's going to open the portal in Spanish for us, which is exactly the same, okay? Just because it was in English, but it's exactly the same. You come down here, you're going to select Windows 11 and download the tool. And selecting the language you want to download, in my case, it's going to be Spanish from Spain, and confirm. That's it. We click on download, and the traditional ISO of our Windows 11 downloads.
Excellent. Once the ISO is downloaded, we can minimize this part. Okay, and for those of you who ask me, this also works for Windows 10. You can optimize any Windows 10 ISO, whether it's the regular versions or in the enterprise sector. If enterprise, Ford Workstation Enterprise LTS, well, that is already optimized. But anyway, it works for any type of Windows 10 or Windows 11 version. In all its editions, very good. Where the ISO was downloaded, it automatically downloaded in Windows, in the downloads. Now I'm going to minimize this part that happens. Inside here, I clicked. Windows 10 is also going to take me to the Windows 10 Media Creation Tools page to be able to scale the official ISO. Also, if you're worried that the page is in English, it's exactly the same in the URL. You just modify this parameter and you'll see the page in Spanish, okay? But it's exactly the same. Very good. Let's minimize this and let's select the up ISO NIDERNI that we just created of our Windows 11. I'm here in downloads and I'm going to select it. I'm going to click on open. And it sees automatically when you select the graphical interface in PowerShell, it also selects the directory where we already have that ISO. Did you see the step-by-step? Here, there's nothing hidden from you. It's just about how we're building it. Let's click where it says select directory to be able to extract the ISO. So this ISO, if we want it directly in a specific folder, I'm telling you to do it directly where from the local disk C. There we want a folder that says, you put the name you want. We click on accept. Now we have where you're going to be working on unpacking the ISO to customize and optimize it. Next, we're going to click on start. Perfect. If you notice, each action we take is changing here. The graphical interface is also telling us what it's going to do. In this case, it has already extracted, it has completed, and it says that we can click on the next button to continue.
We click on next.
Here, this is my favorite part, the standalone XML file. Many people were telling me about Victor, hey, how viable is it to use this type of documents or XML files to optimize the seats even more? Yes, I've seen several videos that tell you or send you some pages and forums to customize the optimization of Windows. And it's possible, of course. Here on our YouTube channel, I have a video from about 10 months ago, approximately. Whether you watch this video later on, years from now. On how to create an automatic installer, thanks to this type of XML extensions or XML requests. You, watching this video, can do it however you want. Optimize. From removing malware to doing an unattended installation that doesn't ask you for a username or password. Okay, I removed or took away all the prerequisites for your Windows 11. You can do it with whatever standards you want, okay? This video can help you with that, and there are a ton of pages that help you create those kinds of XML SATI files to automate and optimize your Windows even more. This is the ingredient for this application. Now then, you say, Victor, well, I don't have a reason. When it comes to creating an unattended file and XML, or I don't understand it, don't worry. Thanks to the author, he even made it so that within his tool, we can download something that he hasn't prepared for us, so we can get the most out of our Windows 11, all officially supported under Microsoft documentation. Let's do it, okay? Here, if you have it, if you follow this video and create it according to what I just told you, you just download it and select it from where you downloaded that automated or unattended part of your Windows. And if not, we click here, the one that our friend offers us directly from his repository. We click here. Ready, perfect. You saw it. Once we select it, whether one or the other, we can't do both, just one or the other. Okay, let's click on next. Perfect. Now, see, here comes this specific part that I love. This friend thought a lot about the driver part. always aiming for a very automated installation on our Windows. We struggled with, oh man, I forgot backing up the drivers, how I extract them, how I back them up. Okay, on the Wikia channel, we have several videos on how you can back up your drivers and then how to install them. On the other hand, here the friend allows you to extract them right away and add them to this ISO later. He's working on a very interesting option. That's why I'm going to follow this project closely, and I hope you can support it too, okay? Contributing, donating, right? To the author, because it's something incredible, because soon it will also be providing us with all kinds of, well, add-ons and compatibility of storage units, like which ones? NVMe, drivers for PCI protocol controllers, Express, protocol, SCDs, whether generic or from a specific brand. Specifically, it will be able to provide you with support, even for virtualization environments for businesses. So, this is going to be very interesting once the module is finished. In this case, we need to add the drivers that we have on our machine. Let's click here.
And great, it has already extracted the drivers. Hey Victor, but is he really putting it in? I see that PowerShell is running here, but where is it putting this? Where is he entering it? Easy? Where we said it was going to do all the extraction of the ISO, and I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to click here, I'm going to the Explorer, I'm going to go to Disconosis. And here it is in the customized OWIN folder. Here we're going to have another subfolder called WIMUtil. And here comes everything completely. This is where all the work on this ISO is happening. This is where we're going to put it. And here, in fact, I'm going to have this open. I'm going to put it on this side so you can see what it's going to do. Right now, I extracted the drivers from our machine. And it says to click next so we can index them directly into our ISO. Let's click next here. Now, here comes the cool part. He says what happened here. Let's see what we have. The OSCDIMG phone, which is an official Microsoft tool for building the ISO. If we don't have this tool, it can't be done. Hey, is that tool from Victor? No, you're kidding me. Well, I tell you, we need to look closely and with a magnifying glass at the options the author gives us. Here it is. And here you can see all the documentation on what it does so you can understand everything this module will do, and the friend has incorporated it in a graphical and precise way. And it's even giving us the opportunity to create our own ISO customizer, thanks to what the friend is doing. So, let's click on download in the first option. Whether it's here, we click. You see, it's done. It already downloaded from his repository. What I like is that he will be constantly updating the Microsoft tool directly and will be adding it to the repository. Where is this located? Very easy. I'm going to click here. I'm going to the friend's repository. I'm going to go here to the executables. And here you can have it. You see, he extracted it directly without needing to download it from here. But because he already has it in the automatic decor. And if you want to do it manually, you can do it. You download the tool directly and add it with the second option. But if you already have it, why not take advantage of it? And especially if it's updated. Okay. Ready? Very well. Let's select where it's going to be saved directly. Let's click here. And where do we want that customized ISO to be saved? Okay, that easy and simple. I'm going to tell it that this is going to be Windows. Well, let's give it that name. Windows 11 OE mod. You know, the OE mod, the OE that everyone is waiting for. Or the Windows that everyone would like to have. Okay, it's done. We click here to save directly in downloads. I have no issue. Or that it goes to my desktop. Okay, so it can show us this side. We click on save. And once Budgie, we have those parameters set, we're going to click on create ISO. Okay? Look at what PowerShell is doing. Look at what it's doing here too. Okay, no problem. We click on create ISO. All right, it's done. You see, that's how easy it was to build the ISO, and it's already customized and optimized. Let's see how it works. Okay. Also, what I like about this tool, once we're done, is that the DOM message appears here. Here, the terminal also appears. And also, Victor, where are the drivers? If we start to read and analyze exactly, the drivers up here told us once they were exported, which directory they were placed in. Look, I'm actually already in the directory. Or customized WikiLeaks, WIMUtil, sources, OM, drivers. Really, yes, you can see it. Everything is transparent. Sources. And here are your drivers. They are already included in the ISO of the ones your PC needs. So when you install it directly, it will set it up with all its drivers. I'm going to go back here. Back. There it is. There's nothing more. Okay. Back again, I'm going to return to the previous state and I'm going to click exit here. All right, I'm going to click exit. And look what we have here. This is also what I like. It asks you if you want to keep the files directly from what we just did. I mean, in this directory, or if you wanted to delete them. In my case, I wanted to delete them because it's taking up space that I won't need anymore. Since it's already done, then why do I want to keep it? Unless you want to keep optimizing and adding little things to the ISO. Well, you don't leave it unjust, or also so you can analyze it in a lab-like way. Go ahead. In my case, I'm going to say yes, to delete it, to clear it so it completely removes this unnecessary space. Okay? In fact, I'm going to leave this here for you to see. This is what it's going to delete, and let's see if it really does it correctly. I'm going to say yes. It's over. He deleted it. She purged it. Did you see? It's done. The tool closes, telling you that there's no problem anymore, that it has successfully deleted everything we had extracted, and we close it. Easy. How much is this ISO now? How much is left? I'm going to click on properties here, and it weighs 5.47 GB. Just like that, Victor. So how many processors can we have? How much RAM does it use? We need to figure it out together, right? Here I am on this Windows on my main machine right now. I'm having 149 870 processes. A machine that has 10 GB of RAM, okay? We have a 10th generation i5, but let's see how much we can squeeze out of it now with this customized ISO. Okay, will you join me? Let's do this. Let's go to what we call the start. Remember that I'm going to leave all the links in the description of this video or in the comments. I'm also going to leave you a much more extensive documentation in the Discord forum, as you'll find a ton of complementary information to this video, so you can turn into a Superman or a Tony Stark when it comes to building Windows. Yes, a customized way. That's on another level and out of this world. Okay, I'm going to close. Let's go to start and restart. The computer to boot this directly. Heads up guys, we can also combine this option with another video. Also, guys, before I wrap up this part, I wanted to add that this methodology, once you have the ISO, you can implement it with this other video on how to install Windows 11 without a USB. What do you not need? A USB drive, an external line, not anymore. If you use this methodology, it will work for you without any issues. Okay. So I'm also going to leave it down below in the video description. All the links we just saw will be in the video description and in the comments. And I'm going to leave you some documentation. More detailed, more extensive in the Discord itself. If you're not on Discord, you're missing out on a lot of great information. And especially something out of this world. Okay. Alright, so it's done. Yes. Also for those who are asking, you can do this with booting with Rufus, eBase, with Ventoy, with any bootable tool you want. Okay, because it's an official instance. Alright, now let's restart the computer and we'll start the installation directly. Oh, but there would be a ton of things. Guys, this is the script and all the unattended part that we entered, thanks to the tool. In fact, here we have a little window. Yes, if you click here, it will be here. Doing some things, some scans. In fact, it's already making certain optimizations. So don't worry, don't close this part, because if you close it, the optimization won't work, but the terminal is right there for you to see what it's doing. Unlike other third-party people who don't show you any of this. Let's go directly here. To Spanish Mexico, let's click on Next. Next. Ready. And I'm going to delete all the partitions I have on my disk. Alright. Once everything is deleted, let's click on Next. Perfect. It's done. Ready?
We already saw how those good potatoes were cooked with their nice meat. All right. Let's click here on yes. Let's set it to Latin America. We skip. Username or wicked one next. Next.
Excellent. You saw. Guys, once it starts, don't touch a single thing. This little screen will pop up that our good friend, the script creator, made for us. It says here that by default, Windows Vendor is disabled, which I would never recommend disabling. So they left us a little button to enable it and see the actual consumption of this ISO with its unattended XML that we entered. Let's click here on accept. I'm going to leave it here. Okay? It's also telling you that all the scripts used show you which directory they were placed in. It's in Windows Setup Scripts, so that you can check and see what each of them is doing. You can even extract them, analyze them, check them out, and see what each one does. And also, so that you can later make another optimization in the way that you like. A little less automated now, more like semi-manual, or you can extract them and put them in your Windows on your machine without needing to format. Let's click here to apply the changes. We say yes.
And voila, guys, we hit the jackpot. Here in the start button, you can see that we don't have any bloodware left. Completely nothing. Hey, but the usage, Victor, right-click Task Manager. Oh, here it is. Let's go to... So you can check the usage. You can see there, guys, 95 processes and 1420 threads. Victor, if Defender works, of course Defender works. And it's going to work really well, okay? There it is. There we have it. Okay. Now, Victor, hey, you don't have internet, huh? Okay, let's get the internet set up. Let me plug in the cable. There it is, all plugged in, huh? No problem at all. Okay, it's done. Well, now I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, the lovely Sol, so she can explain to you directly what happened. Okay, and why don't we have any of this? Because within the ISO, it's going to be, a lot of them are going to create some intrigue, right? Hey, Victor, but how much did he put in? Why did he purge it like that? Because here we have this XMN that handles all this unattended part, okay? I'm going to right-click here. I'm going to go with a notepad. Okay, and here you're going to see everything he did. And furthermore, I'm going to ask Sol to explain all of this to you right now so you can see that there's nothing shady going on. Okay, let's take a look. Sol, my dear friend, can you explain the following XML that I'm going to show you, the code, and see what it does?
Sure, Victor. Pass me the XML code, and I'll explain what it does. This file, autounattend.xml, is used for the unattended installation of Windows and contains a series of specific configurations to automate the installation process. Here are the most relevant keys. Number 1. Product key and license agreement configuration. A generic key is included in the installation for Windows, as shown here in the example. Then, this XML code automatically accepts the license agreement, the EULA. Number 2. Bypass of system requirements. Several configurations are added to avoid hardware restrictions like point number 1, bypass for TPM, security boot. RAM, insufficient, and processor, not supported, and I'll leave you the example in this code. Point number 3. Disabling Windows Defender. It includes, as point number 1, scripts to disable services related to Windows Defender during the installation. Point number 4. Automation of the .NET Framework. Framework 3.5. It uses a script that searches for and installs the .NET package. Framework 3.5. From the installation media. Point number 5. System customization. Changes in group policies, like disabling UAC, enabling UA, and also allowing the execution of PowerShell scripts. Set the execution policy to remote signed, so you can run any type of script. Point number 6. Reduced user integration, the infamous OB. Steps are removed during the initial setup, such as creating online accounts and setting up Wi-Fi. Point number 7. PowerShell scripts. It includes several PowerShell scripts stored in specific directories to further customize the system. If you need to focus on a section or a site, you can do this. Or if you have specific questions about any segment of the file, let me know, and we can analyze it in detail. The SXM section in this file refers to a part of the unattended process for loading custom scripts and executing specific installation commands. In this case, point number 1, what is the SXM? It's not a standard term in Windows, but in this file, it seems to refer to the handling of scripts, customized. This content is within these extension and file tags. Point number 2. Within this file, extensions are used to include a PowerShell script that executes custom functionalities. Here's the specific code for you. This block defines a PowerShell script that Section A extracts and loads the scripts defined in the configuration file. Section B. It searches for and creates directories to store the scripts according to the type to PS1, etc. It writes these files to specific paths to execute during the installation. Here you go, an example of what the .sxm file could look like, loaded. This script in particular enables Net Framework 3.5 from the installation files if they are available. Now let's go to the structure of SXM. The extension block contains under the patch attributes that indicate where they will be saved. Section C. It contains in C data the commands that are executed directly, like enabling features or changing settings. If you have a specific use or questions about a file within SXM, I can help you break it down. So I'm already giving you the parameters to be sure of what you're seeing right now and what I'm explaining to you. In summary, SXM is a crucial part for automated customization during the installation of Windows.
After the explanation from our good colleague Sol, well, now you understand what this XML is doing, right? So you have no doubt she will also break down all of Sol's explanation in the Discord group. Everything will be documented there. What each of these things does, yes, each parameter, each script, and everything we have within what Sol already explained to us. All right, we're done. I'm going to put a slightly more animated wallpaper directly, because, well, if not, everything is grayish, guys, and I don't like it. Set desktop bonus, close, and look how nice. Okay. Here you can already see the freshness of the system. It's the system that everyone is waiting for. Now I'm going to give it a whimper. I'm going to give it here, and that's correct. That's right, it's installing version 24H2, and you can update it without any problem. Okay, because we are downloading the official version, which is why we have this number. When running my Windows update, settings, Windows update, search, it's going to update to the latest and most current build we have at the moment. And that doesn't mean it will lose the optimizations we've already made in this, well, customized Windows. Another situation you might notice, you're going to say, hey Victor, there's something here, I don't see the store. Well, don't worry, you saw that it updates, right? Well, here, that's why it's important for you to see this script. And this, where are you going to find it? Let's go here to part number 1, let's hit enter. And here I'm going to click where it says install software. I'm going to hit 1 again, and then enter. And here I find what can be installed, which is our Microsoft Store, or also another really good tool called WIMUtil Software Manager, which is an extra integration to what we already know. I can integrate the store without any problem. I'm going to hit 1 here, and then hit enter. All right, guys, now you see, let's hit enter here, and it's done. Okay, if I'm going to go here to start, here is your darn Microsoft Store. Does it work? Of course it works. We open. There you have it. We close. We close. And here we hit 0 to remove it. Now, friends, transform Windows 11 into a fast, efficient, and totally yours system with this simple and practical method, don't you think? Now, you now have an optimized Windows 11, lighter and faster. And if you made it this far, I have a gift for you.
In the description, you'll find the link to the ISO I just made with this tool in our Discord group, so you can download it without any issues. You can't miss it, okay? So, give it a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to see more videos like this one. And we'll see you in the next tutorial. Until next time, bye.